Hey! Good job, Emily.
Yay!
Nice work.
Thanks. Good job, Barkley.
That was like the movie that was supposed to lead off Dirty Bird 15, 38 events that didn't happen. Ended world tour. Anyway, also the Emily and I were commenting while we were watching it, in that second to last or last bit when we're in Caterblau, 2 weeks after that, we got an email that like 40 people got coroned at the club. So we just missed it.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get to some fan questions.
yeah.
That was all made like towards the end of the finishing up the album, and like the first 5 tour dates, and like Emily, you want to tell us about what you did to make that movie? A lot of work.
We started in October.
Okay.
I got a call from Tia and your manager, and she was like, "Do you want to make a documentary
Right.
for Barkley?" And I was like, "Yay!"
Right.
So I've been making movies for like 15 years.
It's the movie only you could make. Because
Yeah.
I would never be myself in front of like a serious person.
Yeah. And I have been following you around for a while. I've made all the like Dirty Bird recaps and stuff like that. So I'm used to trying to keep up with you. By the
Right.
way, to all you fans out there, he's kind of large and slow,
Yeah.
but actually is like a ninja. He just disappears.
Yes.
And so it's actually really hard to follow him around on camera. But we started in October, and I just went on tour with you. I think our first show was Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, and I just showed up and just started following you.
Wow.
And filmed
Meow Wolf
like
is the best.
yeah, and it was kind of right after camp out, so
Yeah.
it was
So
really
I
nice.
was probably tired as usual. All right, we got a question from Chaz Gott. What track did you have the most fun making, and why? I talked about it in the movie. I think it's definitely Flubble Buddy, just because it was really like reminding me of these original tracks that I used to go shopping for. And it's just stupid. And it was also really dirty, and I like the beat. It was the most fun for me. What was your favorite, Emily?
I love Flubble Buddy, but I have a really close connection to Alpine
Tongue Twister?
Arpline. I can't even say it.
That was the one in the
I
credits
love
at
that.
the end there. It's not even a house track, but it was fun to make that one too, but it's more like a movie soundscape.
Yeah. I think there's different ones that like I wasn't as into at first that grew on me, like Session A grew on me.
What about
I would
Lauren Fullweiler's question, wondering if Emily had crew to help shoot this?
So I had a couple of
Excuse me,
people
popcorn.
in Denver. Shout out to Dan and Nix. Woo-hoo! He helped me shoot the interviews in the clock tower, my friend Danny's clock tower. And I had Bailey, who is an intern at Dirty Bird, shoot an art show.
Bailey,
but
right.
I will say that I shot 97% of every single thing, either on my DSLR or on my iPhone 11.
If anybody really is a psycho fan, there's a clip from Stroke Show in there shot by the Bens when we had to dig up a clip from Jeremy Fish. But that's like the only shot that you didn't shoot. Okay, how long has this been in the making is a question from Basically Exy off Twitch.
And it's October, beginning of October.
Yeah. So it was a project. And even when you were done, I still called you and made you change it like 50,000 times.
For those of you who don't know, Barkley works in Hollywood, and he used to be an editor, so...
I'm the worst client ever.
It's okay.
At least I
you
know
make
what I
it
like.
better. It's not easy, but he knows what he wants.
Veronica Emily Jean, where does the art appreciation come from? That is kind of like that. I talk about it in the movie that when I went to Upper Playground, I started getting into this lowbrow surrealism. and I'm just kind of obsessed now. And so every year I pick a different artist for the record label, and it's really just secretly my like side project. I just love the art that all these guys do. And we've had some amazing people. This year's artist is crazy. We've like tripled his workload. His name is Birdcap, and he's just killing it. What about you, Em?
But also, well, Mom and Dad made us go to museums like relentlessly.
Yes, and we hated it. We hated it, but now we love it.
And then we became artists. We also had to play 2 instruments in the house. So
that is one of the other questions. Did we grow up playing instruments?
Oh.
What instruments did you play? You played violin? No.
I did piano and singing.
I did.
One time I played flute.
I played cello. A lot of cello and piano. And samplers. All right, Alvaro Martins. Hey, if Claude can nominate top 3 DJ influences, which one will it be? I don't know. I hate this question, but Green Velvet's the best, and then everyone else, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to answer the question. Elizabeth. I think this is Elizabeth from Mexico.
Hi, Elizabeth.
This is a question for Emily. I'd like to know what your creative process was and how you teamed up with Andy and Barkley from the marketing strategy standing point for the 15th anniversary campaign. Cheers.
Wow.
You got an answer?
Creative process. Well, for this one, we were kind of just I was sort of thrust into it, and it was just kind of like go, film, collect, and then do the writing and post. Yeah. Didn't have a lot of time to like fully flesh out. And then with Barkley, you just never know what's going to happen on the road. So it was really just the creative process on this was film everything I can and then come home and try to make sense of it. So it was like a million hours of editing.
Yeah.
That was the creative process.
About the marketing with
marketing
Andy.
Strategy. That's Andy and Darren and Tia, and you guys sort of took care of that. I just tried to make it as authentic as I could. For me, that's important. You're try like not me. To make it salesy.
You're like me. I'll give you the product. Please don't make me do the rest of it.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Like,
oh, sorry. I'm on to the next one. Matthew Donoyan. Hey, Claude, how do you feel about Meow Wolf and the aesthetics there with music as a peanut butter jelly sandwich? I kind of understand that question, but I also understand it fully. It's like, yes, so yes, this is kind of a throwback to a post that I did. Meow Wolf and Dirty Bird are like peanut butter and jelly, I think, because they go together. They're like, the fan base is similar. They really did what they wanted to do. We did what we wanted to do. It's a different medium, but we're kind of like, we come together. If you don't know what Meow Wolf is, you need to fucking check that shit out.
And you came and played at Meow Wolf in Denver, too.
Yeah.
So that thing where you're like, hello, with the alien, and then the other time where you're like, hey, buddy, we're at Meow Wolf Denver. The thing.
Which hasn't even opened.
Remember that? Yeah. It was like a festival.
They did a festival, but they're also building some mass thing there. All right, Lance Fairchild.
Yeah.
Emily, when did you get into film?
Oh, I got into film in college. Yeah, I made stop motion animation with like toys. And then after
your college, greatest stop motion animation project ever is the Dirty Bird Camp Out 2017 lineup video. It's so awesome.
I do stop motion animation too. Yeah, so I just played with toys and stop motion in college. I was like an art major. And then after college, I traveled around the world and I had a video kit, like a mini DV camera. But Barkley was also making a documentary back in the day. So I had that influence. And our dad is like a hobbyist photographer. So we always had cameras. But my short answer is, like, basically I love the visual mixed with audio, so music and visual together. That's why I do video.
All right. How about Neil Lobaki? Do your parents come to shows? Yes, they come, and mostly when we're in Detroit, I would say.
Yeah.
And they always bring some people with them. It's always funny when they show up. They're awesome. My mom tries to stay out till the end because she's crazy. It's amazing. She tries to stay to the end of the show. My dad doesn't always make it to the end of the show. But they love coming to the show, I think. I don't know. They're awesome.
Dad's got a unique style that I think might catch on soon. It's like khakis
Right.
with a Dirty Bird shirt tucked in and belted.
Yes.
It's a very good look.
It's unusual. Our parents are awesome. We would like to say that. They are awesome people. I just lost the whole thing here because I'm crazy. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Vanessa, Fannypack Films. What's your
hi,
favorite
Vanessa.
part about shooting? Any clubs or experiences that you liked the most? From our friend Vanessa.
Oh, that's a hard question. I like any of the more intimate spaces, like the smaller, like I like the Meow Wolves and stuff. And the Portland crowd was kind of fun. I had a fun time with the crowd in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But then the DC Dirty Birds were crazy. Oh my God.
They were on another amp level, but it was more of a mass crowd. It was harder to get one-on-one. But Vanessa also added a little side comment. Emily, did Barkley share his avocado rider with you?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really eat any of them, but I am vegan.
If anybody doesn't know what a rider is,
almonds.
If anybody doesn't know what a rider is, it's like what the promoter will give you that you write in your contract. It's like usually like a bottle of vodka and 6 beers, but mine is now 2 avocados and a bag of pecans. But anyway, you know, as we get older, we try to get healthier. Seth Bartosik off of Facebook. What songs did you have difficulty finishing, if any? Oh, yeah, this one. I think Sam Walker's watching because he mastered like 95% of this album, knows that Session A was the biggest bitch. In fact, it's still not mixed down right. It was so annoying because it had this like droning sound the whole time, and I was trying to run a kick and have everything still pop out, and it just... I feel like it sounds good, but it was a fucking nightmare. And it wasn't the creation of any of the songs that hangs me up. It's always the mix. It's always the last part. So big up to Sam Walker for really helping me on the very last stage. That mix down phase can just crack your mind up. What else we got?
What was your motivation behind making Alpine Arp Line? I absolutely love the song, and that was Patty SoCal on Facebook.
I just got to switch to the next page. Yeah, I just I do this thing with I was in this Mike Monday program where we just make I just made 300 beats to make this record. So the whole thing about that is it doesn't matter if the beats are any good at all. As long as you're making them, and you're making them in a compressed window of time. So I probably did that all in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And then from there, I go back and listen to them all, and then it just becomes like the NCAA basketball tournament. You start out with the 300 loops, and then it goes down to 100 that you like, and then 40 that you really like, then 20. Then you're working on 20, then it gets down to 15 that you might finish, and that one just was super fresh from... I just made that thing in the Prophet 6, and then I just built the whole track around the arpeggios, and it just came out cool, and I just liked it. That's it. Green Thumb, how was it working with your brother? I don't know.
That's Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Working with my brother? My brother wasn't working on this. You mean my sister?
We have another brother.
Alex is our brother. He might be on here. I don't think he did anything on this movie, though. But he has done a lot of funny things. Like he was the green monster at Camp Out. and he impersonated Barclay Crenshaw, so it looked like both of us were on stage at the same time. We've done a lot of gags.
It was crazy. I like making family projects, so I like incorporating my family into everything I do because it gives me like an extra motivation. But Barclay's a perfectionist.
Well, what about, this is a question for you then.
Oh.
Rebecca Huggins, is this the first sibling collab project that we've done? No.
Negative.
Not really.
So, yeah, I've worked with Dirty Bird for a while. I do a lot of the camp out videos, a lot of promos, stop motion animations. Yeah, so we've worked together a lot.
And then what about, did you, from Kawaii, did you edit the documentary as you were going along, or did you wait until after you got all the footage?
No, I did it as I went along. So yeah, because we did make these into smaller pieces. So you may have seen it similar like episodes that were released on Dirty Bird. So yeah, I was making them as I went along. But yeah, then I would have to do a lot of logging and piecing together and remembering all the bits and pieces that happen in different cities. So, but yeah, as I went.
Okay, Kevin Andrews says, how did I come up with the name for the album? It was this one. The other 3 albums that I made just came in my head, and this one didn't. It was, I had some bad titles that I almost went with. The first one was going to be called I Try, and it was going to be really sarcastic. And then that obviously didn't work. Nobody even, it didn't even get a smirk in the office. Then I tried Good Egg, and that didn't really go anywhere. Then it was going to be Shell Shock. But I think that I was talking to my friend Blake Shine, and she's like, really? You can't think of a better name? She's very creative. And I don't know, maybe she said something or I said something, and that the old show Freaks and Geeks kind of came into the thing, and then it was Freaks and Beaks, and I love a play on words more than anything. So Freaks and Beaks, just as soon as that entered the universe, it was the title. How did you organize the footage, Em, and how much data was it? From Lewis and Lewis Engel edits.
We're just about slightly under 4 terabytes.
Ooh.
I don't know about you filmmakers out there, but that's a lot.
In the future, they're going to look at that and they're going to be like, is that on a thumb drive?
I know, right?
They won't even have thumb drives. It'll be like, is that in your contact lenses?
It'll be like, is that in your finger? Yeah, it was almost 4 terabytes. So it was a lot of footage. Organizing it was difficult for sure. But I started by organizing it by city. Then I made a bunch of timelines. Probably the second part of the film where Barclay's making all those silly noises. As soon as I would see a common theme, I'm like, he's always making noises, right? So I just started pulling clips and collecting.
That's a good idea.
Different compartments, So and then every time he did something that was pirate related or caveman related, that would go somewhere.
I love
and if you guys are interested in, he's either a pirate or a caveman almost all the time. So, but if you guys want to see some of the little outtake moments and just little other snippets that weren't in the documentary, go to Barclay's or Claude VonStroke's Instagram. You can see we were posting as we were going.
You're gonna have to click back a couple months.
Yeah, you go back, but from October through February, as we were going, when he would do something really just clip-worthy and silly and weird. But I had to be filming just all the time. I had my fanny pack for real, though. I always have my fanny pack with my phone, so I can be like, he's about to do something. I know it.
Okay.
Especially when you were a wild boy.
T-Math has a very good one. Emily, did I torture you as a child, or were we homies from the jump?
Well, to be clear, our other brother, Well, our other brother Alex was the main torturer. So.
Yes, he even tortured me. He's just an instigator.
So Alex was the main torturer. Barkley did torture me slightly, but he also was buddy. Like, he took me to, when you come in the summer times, we would get Slurpees and go to Mammoth Video and rent videos. So we watched a lot of videos together. It was like partial.
I was addicted to Slurpees back then. Fully addicted to Slurpees. Okay, we're not going to be able to get to all the questions. I'm really sorry. We're going to wrap it up in like the next 10 here, but I'm going to get to a few more of them. How did you get the name Fannypack Films from Ghetto Blaster? Ghetto Blaster! VIP guest.
Hi, Ghetto Blaster. Hey, guys. I came up with that. I know it's a little vulgar in some other countries. I'm okay with that.
It means vagina.
No,
in
the
England.
real reason is because I'm a very much like a minimalist shooter. So, and I do a lot of documentary work when I'm not doing stop motion, and I really like to be as simple and pared down as possible. And so I think of a fanny pack as having all of your essentials, especially like when you're out there on the dance floor. Well, it's the same thing for video. I try to have all my essentials ready to go. And I'm like a one girl band in that way. Like, got all your essentials in the fanny pack. So that's how I can. And I like alliteration.
And a follow up from the real DJ Scott. Yeah. What camera did you shoot with? And what did you edit with?
Oh, A7 III Sony.
Yeah, that's nice,
mainly right? Primes. Yeah. I mean, it's a, yeah.
Oh my God, we have a lot of questions.
It's a DSLR. I shot on Primes and I edit on Premiere.
Do I have pants on? Of course not. That is from DeWill12. What is your favorite? Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. How did you land a role to capture the moments for Dirty Bird events? From Sahul TV. Well, she's my sister, that kind of. But you also were good.
I did work very hard.
Yes, you were also very good.
I had to work like 10 years on my own business, like on my own before I got accepted.
How many voicemails did I go through for the voicemail song? Over 400. And I really had a hard time cutting it down because they're so funny, but I realized that the song probably shouldn't be more than 14 minutes long. How do you motivate yourself and get out of a productivity rut? Me, I just do that thing where I just keep making loops and just say it doesn't matter if they're good or not, but I don't know about Emily.
I don't know. I have a deadline. And then I have to make it.
The last question is the funniest one because it's House is Love, House is Life. Any interest in making a feature-length History of Dirty Bird documentary? We need money!
That's already been... Yeah, if anyone wants to pay for it.
This one was a fortune already. And it wasn't even probably in the end, but it seemed like it. It got made for a very reasonable amount. But, are you frozen?
Uh-uh.
All right, you can answer if you're going to make this movie. Are you going to make the movie?
Am I going to make it? I'll make the movie.
We need Lionsgate to come in and pay for it or something because it's going to cost a lot. And I don't know. The book. Honestly, the book is the answer to that question. Just get the book because the book is super dope and it has all the stories that we're never going to be able to go back in time 15 years and film the park party or dig up that footage. So just get the book. The book has it all. The Dirty Bird book. The book is the shit.
Did you have a favorite part, Bark, of the tour and the documentary and stuff?
I like a lot. You know what? Every time I watch it, I like a different part. And this time, very specifically this time, I really liked seeing the dancing parts because I just almost forgot like what it was like. All the freaks out there on the dance floor, they're so fun, and like everybody's having such a good time. It's like depressing, but it's so nice to see all those club moments in the movie because, man, I don't know how long it's going to be before we get to see that again.
Yeah, and our last show was London at the very end.
Yeah, Fabric. It's very fitting that my last show was Fabric. I mean, it kind of is like very poetic. I'm not saying that's my last show. I'm just saying before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah.
No, Vanessa, I'm the oldest. Well, Alex is the middle and Emily's the youngest. Okay, last question, and then we're out from Nick Hurst. Are the kids going to take over the reins of Dirty Bird one day? I wish, but I can't even get them. Like, they're definitely not watching this live stream, and they definitely do not give a shit right now. But maybe they will someday when they realize that it's cool. Who knows? And maybe they won't ever like it. I don't know. I don't even know if they realize that I'm not just like a banker. They have their concept of reality is a totally different scenario than ours. But anyway, Emily, you killed it on the movie, and Fannypack Films is the best. So if you're making a movie, Emily, what's your email? We'll put it in the description.
Emily at fannypackfilms.com.
If you're making a movie, definitely hire Fannypack. And if you're listening to music, definitely listen to Dirty Bird. We love you. Freaks and Beaks came out in February, but we finally got the whole movie edited together, and I'm glad we got to show it. If you missed it or you just like tagged onto the end of this or you want to tell your friend, the movie will be up on YouTube forever, probably by like 5 o'clock. And you can watch it again and again, over and over. Like Titanic. Thanks, Em. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Woo! Yay!
Who's turning it off?
I don't know.
I'm turning it off.